Hi, welcome to my blind playthrough of Fire Emblem Fates Revelation played with only Corrin, and this is Chapter 7, Unspeakable World. I hate to bring this up, but what are we gonna do now? With no one Hoshido against us, we don't have many friends. It seems like we should lay low for a little bit. Then, I know a place where no one will find us. We should be safe there.
Huh?
Really?
Truly.
Yes, and once we get there, I have much to tell you. Things I heard from my mother, and the truth about this world. Oh no, not the bottomless canyon again. This is the bottomless canyon where we lost Gunter. You don't mean for us to hide out here, do you?
Truly.
That's exactly what I mean. We'll jump into the canyon. Oh! What? Just a minute! If we jump down there, we'll all die! I know we need to keep a low profile, but I don't think death is a great hiding place. You
have my support.
Don't worry. You won't die if you jump. You have to trust me. Azura. You'll tell us more of what you know after we jump in the canyon, right? Yes, if that is what you wish.
Understood.
Then we have no choice.
Whoa.
Are you really serious about this, my lord?
Yes.
Yes, everything will be fine. I trust Azura.
Thank you.
Thank you, Corrin. I'll go first, and wait for you to follow.
All right.
I'll be behind you.
What?
If he's going again, then I guess I must follow. This is incredibly scary, but here he goes. Are we at the bottom of the canyon? What heck of a fall, but nothing seems to be broken.
Thank goodness.
Thank goodness. I said you'd be alright, didn't I? Felicia, are you alright as well?
Yes.
I'm fine. Just my stomach is a little upset. I'll be okay. So where are we? This place looks like it's definitely seen better days.
Truly.
This is the Kingdom of Valor. Valor is responsible for the war between Hoshido and Nor.
Huh?
Responsible? How?
Let's go.
Follow me, both of you. If we linger here, we'll be spotted. We should be safe here. As I was saying, the throne of Valor is occupied by King Anakos. Before his arrival, this land was a peaceful one. All was well until Anakos killed our king, and he took the throne for himself. Once bountiful farmlands were devastated, replaced by wastelands and graveyards. He destroyed an entire kingdom, for no reason at all?
I see.
Yes, and he isn't finished. He wished to lay waste on the entire world, first Valor, then Nor and Hoshido. Even now, the hidden influence that quietly forces Nor and Hoshido to fight. King Garon's invasion was the result of Anakos' subtle manipulations.
It can't be.
That's horrible. But if it's true, maybe we can stop this war by defeating Anakos. We need to get back above and explain this to everyone. If we can get to know and host you to work together with...
No.
I'm sorry, but you can't. You mustn't talk about Valor to anyone when you're beyond its borders. If you do, it'll trigger a curse that will cause your body to dissolve and disappear. And that's what happened to my mother, to Arette, the former Queen of Valor.
Huh?
What? Your mother was the Queen of Valor, not Nor? Then that makes you...
Truly.
Yes, I'm a Valite princess, and King Anakos murdered. He was my father. No. Were you forced to flee?
Ah.
Yes, but I wasn't able to tell anyone about this before. Because of that curse. Even when I wanted to talk, I couldn't. I was trapped, no matter how I missed my parents. I had to keep it all bottled up inside. Until now. Azura. Listen, Corrin. I'm sorry you have to say this, but now you've chosen this path, you know exactly what I've been feeling. No matter how you want someone to understand what's happening, no matter how much you want to tell them the truth, you won't be able to tell them. You'll need to prepare yourself for that. I can't even express how painful it is to know the truth and not be able to say it.
Yeah.
Alright, I understand. What was that? Are the enemies approaching? Are there a large number of enemies? Corrin, we need to deal with this threat before we can continue.
Understood.
Okay. Right. Select units, no Felicia. That's interesting, because in the previous chapter, Azura said she'd be fleeing. I thought it was because I was going to be playing a lower difficulty, but no, it's fine. It wouldn't matter either or, but anyway. Right, so... Oh, great. We're off to a fantastic start. I have no idea what's happening, first of all. Second of all, it's a dark level. I can see that there's some guys up here. Well, I presume it's a dark level. I'm not aware of there being dark levels in this, but yeah. So you got... I guess that's the boss there. And I can't really deduct anything. Inventory. I can see Corrin has a HP tonic, which I guess could be useful, but I'm not going to use it right now. In fact, I think I might, because I have no idea what I'm going to be up against. I think HP tonics, they temporarily increase... There we go. HP, not permanently, so that's why I was a bit sort of cynical. Or like, on the line of whether if I should use it or not. So, I guess just start and hope for the best.
Careful.
Tread carefully. Our enemies may use the shadows to ambush us. Oh great, it's a dark level. Can't see anything. Right. Oh, no it's not. Some paths may not be taken. We need to choose carefully. Okay. But I haven't really got anywhere else to go. You got that way. And you got this way, which is... There we go. So it's sort of like a dark level, but not really. It's not where I feared it would be. Right, maybe I should use the Dragon Stone. Oh well. No biggie, because this guy will hopefully go down. Done it. Right, it's only at 1 HP, which is bad because the only option I've left is to do this and equip the Dragon Stone and use the Vulnerary. Normally, Corrin does not have any ranged weapons, which is a bit of a pain, but oh well. The reason why I'm using this is just because of better defense, that's about it really. Good thing as well, because that could have been quite painful, that. He deals 6 with that equip, which is... I want to check how much that is without it. That Dragonstone, of course. So... Right, so without it, it would have been 11, which would have been quite a lot, so that's not good. And he's retreated onto the fort, which is bad, because I want to be on that fort. I've no other option just to... I guess I could just go for it. Yeah, just go for it.
That went well.
Okay. Right, he heals. Don't think he should move. Okay. That's bad though. Because now he's at 10 HP, which is not good. So I'm going to try and get on that fort as soon as. So maybe with the Dragonstone. So he deals 10, which could be fatal, but only 5 without it. So how about this? I'm going to do something that I'm not going to do it, in fact, because that's a bad idea. What I'm going to do instead is I'm going to use the Dragonstone on... Can't follow up annoyingly. On this guy, just so I can have it equipped. That's the only reason why, and so I can dish out some damage to him. The reason why I'm doing it is just so he can have it equipped, that's all. Because if he doesn't, that means he could possibly die due to this Cavalier. I say possibly. And I'd rather save my vulneraries at the moment, so no, I'm not going to be using that. Right, so that's 9 at 7. He'll deal no damage because he didn't attack, which is good. Best outcome. I thought he was going to attack, but I guess not.
It's over.
So I have no idea what's going to be up in the next few chambers. Could be anything. But I do find it's very interesting. It was, as I said, like a dark level, and I died because I made a mistake. Wait, am I dead? Oh, no, Corrin's fine. Yeah, see what I mean about the mistake? Like, Corrin can evade the attack, but it's just the fact that I assumed that he wasn't going to fight, but he did lunge out anyway. Which was what I was expecting before, but then the fact he didn't sort of confuse me. Wait, he doesn't have a vulnerary? I thought he did. Let's see. No, I must use it all up. Whoops. I think vulneraries normally have 3 uses. Maybe that one only had 1. I'm not too sure on that. I wasn't really paying attention. Right, I'm just gonna, heal all the way. Because every point of HP could make a big difference. I say could, but I'm not too sure on that. That's bad, because that means stat will decrease. By how much, I don't know. I was paying attention. Right, okay. Shouldn't kill him. I don't think he should die next turn either. I know I'm a bit reckless not using a Dragonstone, because that's probably what it's meant to be used for, but oh well. The Spear Fight is too far away, which is what I was hoping to see. Right, so his move is 5, his move is 5, his move is 5 as well, so let's count this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, so he could reach me. I don't know about the archer though, I don't think he can. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Maybe if I go all the way here and have Dragonstone equipped, I think Corrin should be fine. He's all the way out here. I know they can dual strike, which is not so good, but I don't know what else to do, to be honest. I might have screwed myself in. No healing items. This might be not good for Corrin. And dual strike will kill him? Yeah, it would. Right. Maybe if I wasn't so reckless, I would actually do it. Right. Right, I'll be back with a successful attempt this time.
Be careful.
Tread carefully. Our enemies may use the shadows to ambush us. Right, attempt number 5. Because there's a few things you have to learn very quickly about this chapter. One of them is that some paths may not be taken. We need to choose carefully. This is not a what you call a fog of war map. Trust me, all it is you go through here, well, as you saw just there, and you got these passageways. This leads to these sort of like rooms or chambers. Note that I have the Dragonstone equipped. You'll find out why very quickly. Why that is, because as you see just there's a new room, and that guy, I think it's the fighter's name is, goes or stands up next to the archer who can get me and performs his dual strike, which is bad because that means Corrin takes more damage than compared if they were fighting with no one next to them. So yeah, that's the reason I have the Dragonstone equipped, because you get extra defense having it equipped. So yeah, so that's the reason why I use that. And also, I might need to try and split them up somehow. This is usually the best technique, just sort of move like that. Because I can get them like so, but the problem is when they perform a dual strike, I can't get the guy, which that guy just said, the Cavalier, performing it. So it's very annoying when that happens. And Corrin's take quite a bit of a beating, to be honest, which is bad. Not a good start, to be honest. So you see why I have that equipped, because if he had the Yato instead, he'd be more likely to evade the attacks because it doesn't have as great of a speed penalty, unlike the Dragonstone. But yeah, you see what I mean? He deals 11 damage without it equipped, but with the Dragonstone it's only 6. But I'm going to use the Yato either or, because there's a 95% chance of hitting, so it's more likely to from trying to hit. So that's good.
I did it.
There's sort of a trade-off between using both items, but generally speaking, yeah, you'd want to be using the Dragonstone more frequently. And that's the reason why, because I didn't anticipate he would attack.
Could this happen?
Oh my goodness me. Oh, I thought I was in the mood, but I guess not. Alright.
Be careful.
Attempt number 6. Yeah, this is a bit of a rocky start, this, because the main problem I have with this chapter is that the enemy can perform dual strikes, which is the thing they can't do in Fire Emblem Awakening, but they can do in this game, which is very annoying. So my plan is to use the Dragonstone because, as you see here, you get defense plus 4, which is good. So you won't be as much of a threat. So I'm going to have to somehow try and split them up, like so. This is a good example right here. See this Outlaw? He attacks Corrin, deals 1 damage, but then the fighter performs a dual strike and then he loses 3 health as well, so that's not fun. And keep in mind, I have the Dragonstone equipped, by the way, so if you think Corrin's taking quite a beating, you lose a lot more health with the Yato, trust me. Fortunately, that Outlaw didn't deal any damage, but I need to try and take out this guy because I think he's going to try and retreat to the fort. So I'm going to have to try and use the Dragonstone, but I'm not going to move. Sometimes when I move, that sometimes tends to be poor Corrin's demise, which is a bit of a shame, but oh well.
It's over.
He performs a dual strike like that, which is bad because the fighter's next to him. And guess what? That fighter's going to now attack Corrin, and then the Outlaw's going to try and dual strike, but I don't think he can deal enough damage to be a threat. Okay, that's good. Fortunately, there are forts in this chapter, if you aren't already aware, so that's something I'm thankful for, because that Vulnerary only has 1 use. You can only use it once for some reason. I have no idea why, but oh well. I kind of want to fight him, because he's going to retreat to the fort. You got to keep that in mind. The AI is actually smarter than you think. That's another thing I've learnt. So that means that they have vulneraries in their inventory, which, spoiler alert, some do. Found that out very quickly. They will use it like in Radiant Dawn. Okay, that's bad. He has the Yato equipped, but I think... Oh, I've done it. I was hoping you'd miss, because that's the thing about having the Yato equipped and not. The Dragonstone, I think, has a speed penalty, which means enemy units are more likely to hit attacks, or have attacks, be able to land attacks, but the problem is that he takes more damage if they land a hit. So it's a bit of a trade-off, so I'm going to use the Yato, because it has a weapon advantage, and he's on a fort as well, which increases his evasiveness, which is bad. And if you want to worry about this, yeah, you're gonna have to rest in forts for like a while. This is something I have to do with Math Only, and it's just something you're gonna have to get used to. I don't have Felicia with me, unfortunately, because this is Corrin Only, so you're just gonna have to put up with that. In normal playthrough, I would use her because I think she has heal. I'm pretty sure she does, but she's not with Corrin at the moment. So up north, from what I remember, there are spear fighters and a ninja, which is bad because they can lower Corrin's defense stat, which he needs so desperately. So I'm gonna go down south and along here while having the Dragonstone equipped, because I've made mistakes a few times where I don't have it equipped, and then he takes quite a bit of damage, which is not good. See, Samurai's not so much of a problem because they can't lower his stats, unlike ninjas. Unfortunately, I think the ninja has an Iron Sharken, but I mean, I don't want to have any of his stats lowered, to be honest, so I'm going to keep using the Dragonstone, I think. Yeah, try and take out this Samurai. Yeah, boy.
That went well.
No, the fighter will try and engage Corrin, which is bad because I think he deals a fair amount of damage. Yeah. But the good thing I have the Dragonstone equipped, so yeah, it's only doing 5 damage, which is fine by me. If he was dealing, say, I think it would be 9 damage without it equipped, that would be pretty bad. And not to mention the dual strikes again. Oh boy. I think that's the main problem about this chapter, is that unlike the last one, this chapter is very cramped, so the enemy team are more likely to be able to, yeah, 10 damage, that's what it would be, not 9, I miscounted. More likely to perform dual strikes, which is terrible, so I'm going to try and take him out the Yato.
Guess I did it right.
Okay. Now that all there is left is the Outlaw, which doesn't deal that much damage either or, so I'm not upset. I'm just gonna have to use the Yato. Also, if it lags, I can't see on Snickerstream, by the way, which is the capture software I use. If it's lagging, if you see any like frozen frames, it might be because of OBS. I don't know what's going on with it, so I'm very sorry about that. I also do apologise if it's only at 30 FPS. I can only get Snickerstream to output as 30, which is a bit of a shame. So yeah, and excuse the overall JPEG quality as well, which I bet YouTube's going to ruin even more because it's in a very dimly lit room, which I'm very much a big fan of. But hey, that's just what capturing stuff in a 3DS is like, to be honest. If you want to get into capturing stuff in the 3DS, expect this sort of quality, just saying. That's all that needs to be said. So that's why I'm going to use the Dragonstone here, because in this next area they're throwing a party, because watch this. They've got chests, they got archers, they got an Oni Savage, they got a spear fighter as well. I think some have chest keys so you can't open those chests, which is good. So I don't think even... yeah, Azura as well as Felicia. I don't think either of them will be able to open chests without it. Because it's very early in the game, by the way. So yeah, it's not just the fact that I'm playing it with only the avatar character, but yeah.
I did it!
Yes, he did. Right. Hopefully the Oni Savage will try and confront... yeah, like that. That's what I see. And that's sort of a bit tedious fighting units with just the Dragonstone, but then again, you gotta consider the fact that they deal quite a bit of damage and they can perform dual strikes as well, so yeah. I know I've said that quite a lot of times, but then again, sometimes it's how it goes, sometimes it's how it is when you do stuff like this. And Marth Only is no exception either. Because the problem with these like solo runs as a whole, that I've quickly learned, is that you have to sort of circumvent the unit's like sort of weaknesses. Like that, for example. You sort of have to somehow circumvent that some way. So that's why I used to add Dragonstone equipped, because that gives better defense, which is what Corrin needs so badly. Because even though I said he was robust, which means he should have greater HP than normal, he still loses it like it's nothing.
I did it.
So yeah. Oh, that was a lot very easy. And I was right, because in past attempts I've done this, I've questioned myself, why does the Vulnerate only have one use? It should be 3, and I sort of questioned myself that for a while. For some reason, the Vulnerate that Corrin has at the beginning only has 1 use. I don't know why that is, but okay. Don't ask me, please don't. I have literally no idea. I generally thought that I was misremembering, to be honest. So I played this game like a couple of months ago, and I swear it was always 3, but yeah, for some reason the one in Corrin's inventory is 1. I still don't know why, but oh well. The reason I point that out is because the vulneraries they dropped could be used 3 times. So I don't know what's up with that. So what's in this chest? Mend, that's useless. There's nothing you gotta learn about this. You have to put up with the items that your unit can't even use. Armor slide, that is very useful. Don't know for this chapter though, because I don't know if there'll be knights in this, but Corrin needs to heal up, and I'm saving the vulneraries just in case. You can't have too many vulneraries. So yeah. Especially because I have no idea what's up next, and I think Corrin could greatly benefit from these vulneraries that he's gathered. So if all you get is this vulnerary, and that's about it really. And a HP tonic, which I used before, which I think has kind of actually helped him, to be honest, so that was a good call. I'm going to see him going east. It'll take him back to the way it was before. I don't know. I'm going to have Dragonstone equipped just in case. It might be the next area. No, it's just there. I know up north to that area I've not explored yet, over here, leads to the area with the ninjas, so I might... No, I don't want to go there just yet. I have no idea what's up here. This is actually further than I've ever been before. Okay. So maybe I should have had that Armor Slayer equipped. See why they have it in the chest now. Right, come on. Yeah, use the Armor Slayer. Even though I used the Dragonstone, it didn't make much difference either or. Using the Armor Slayer, not using it. So, oh well.
It's over.
Wait, there's another chest there. Oh no. Oh, there's another chest key. Do these guys have a chest key? Oh, they do. Nice. I'm definitely going to take advantage of that. You have the Dragonstone just in case, and just wait on the fork, because that gives him better evasiveness, so I'd like to see that. I guess better defense, so I'm not too sure on that. I'm going to assume so. Yeah, just try and take him out. Yato. No, just keep using the Dragonstone. Because he deals 5 damage with the Yato equipped, which is bad. So yeah.
That went well.
I know this is like my 6th attempt now, but I have to be brutally honest with you, this is actually going a lot more smoothly than I did Marth Only, to be honest, because you got to keep in mind that I use save states, and yet I really struggled with that first chapter to a point that I swear I can only beat it with the strategy I had in mind. And that's with other units as well. I know other people have done it in the hardest difficulty, that chapter with only Marth, and we're making sure that the units don't fight anyone else other than him. But yeah, that probably takes a lot of patience and like trial and error, to be honest. But yeah, generally speaking, Corrin's faring much better, to be honest. I'm not using save states at all, trust me, because this is done on real hardware. I can't exactly use save states on a real 3DS. So yeah, chest key, I'm definitely going to be using that. Give me the stuff in here. which is a steel sword. That's nice. I think steel swords gives you a... makes fall attacks more difficult to perform. Yeah, I remember that. It just makes them slower, that's about it really. You can't wield it yet, annoyingly. Hasn't got a high enough weapon level for his sword or katana proficiency because it's Fire Emblem Fates, and sometimes you get swords, other times you get katanas. They're the same things, but just from different nations. What the? Is something wrong with my eyes? Could that knight be Lord Corrin? Gunther! Is that really you? And you're alive?
Of course.
I am. I lost consciousness as I fell. Then I woke. I was here. I have no idea how I survived such a fall. But I swear on my blade, I'm no ghost. My arms and legs are sturdy as ever. That's good to see you in one piece, Gunther. I'm so glad we found you. I would love to celebrate, my lord, but it appears we have not got the time right now. These foes are truly challenging. I'll help you fend them off. And you will do nothing. Remove. But he does have a vulnerary, which I'm definitely going to use. Items. No, trade. No, I need to... Convoy. Put this in the convoy store. Then trade. I'd like that vulnerary, thank you very much. And, yeah. No, in fact, you might... discard. Just to make sure he doesn't fight ever. That's the reason why I'm doing that. So, since he's not going to be moving, I'm just going to leave him there. And have the Dragonstone equipped. I think he's at full health, so he should be fine. I'm going to try and bait out this Oni Savage. Right, sort of do it one at a time, because that seems to be a good strat as well. I'm not just referring to this, but... yeah, I'm actually referring to this because of dual strikes, but yeah. Just to make sure Corrin does not get overwhelmed. Right, I would like to finish him off with the good old Yato. So I think he's becoming slightly stronger now, so that Yato's becoming more reliable, which is good. I think so, but I'm not too sure. Right, so that's that. Right, so, well, who else is in here? You got the Samurai, I think is close in the Archer. No, I'll just try and bait out the Archer first, then I'll see what happens next. Just keep in mind the Archer can reach there, but the Samurai cannot. I think they'll perform a dual strike? Yeah, they are. Because the Samurai is moving into position now, which is bad. Right. I'm going to use the... So this guy can't move, the Berserker. So that's the boss of the map. Let's have a good look at him. Okay. He has pretty good stats overall. Pretty good strength as well. His attack is 28, which is... yeah. Quite large attack, so... I'm going to try and... trying to think what the best thing to do is here. So, they can move that far. I'm going to try and take out the Samurai with the... not the Armor Slayer. I'll just use the Dragonstone, just because they'll deal minimal damage, which is what I like to see. And besides, that Berserker cannot move. That's another mistake I do as well in these so-called solo runs, is the fact that I assume that the enemy is not going to do what I think they're going to do, but then they do it, and I think to myself, whoops, didn't mean to do that. Like, this guy suddenly moves, but I don't think he should. And they perform a dual strike again. That's a bit of a pain, but oh well. Never mind. Good thing he has a Dragonstone equipped. I need to somehow take out this guy. Hopefully he won't evade the attack, but he might? I don't know. If he doesn't, that'll be great. Okay, that's good.
Sorry.
Luck seems to be on my side today for some reason. Don't know why, but oh well. That has two, because he actually used it, which I think is a nice touch of detail, because I swear... No, I think it might be a different game, sorry about that. I thought the nice detail that you can... When the enemy uses it, it actually decreases. I swear in some games, not Fire Emblem games, but I mean in a very general sense, they may not do that. But oh well. But don't worry. Alright.
Sorry.
I don't know if it's worth going into that room with the ninjas. I'm pretty sure that just leads nowhere. That's like a haha joke, because I've noticed that there's trees, like dead shrubs, towards dead ends. Maybe it might mean something. So the goal, I need to make sure what the goal is. Oh, it's just the seas, okay. So that's this area here. So I could take out the boss, and then sort of come back later to the seas point, which is just there. Does he have a hand axe? No, he has a steel axe, so he shouldn't be able to attack Corrin from here. I don't want to use vulneraries unless he really has to. You never know, we might need a good old vulnerary here and there. So that's why I'm totally relying on forts. Right, so now he's fully healed. I'm going to see Yato. So that's 17, but 48% hit. So Corrin deals 19 with Dragonstone, but only 8 with Yato. Okay. I'm going to have to use the Yato. I feel tempted to use Dragonstone, but the problem is his hit greatly increases if I have it equipped. So I don't think the best thing to do is here. Because keep in mind it's a speed penalty, that's the reason why. Yato is that. What I'm going to do is have the Yato equipped. I'm not going to fight. I'm not going to attack him, because what will happen is, in case the attack hits, what does he have to say for himself? Nothing? Okay. Yeah, that's the reason why, because Corrin will be as good as dead if he attacks and then he counterattacks, dealing 17. And I'm just going to stand here. So then he would have dealt another 17 on his turn, which is bad. Okay, that's not very effective. Okay. I had a feeling that was going to happen, so I'm going to use the Dragonstone. And that's the reason why I don't want to use the Dragonstone. Just in case he evades the attack. So I'm more concerned about Corrin losing HP than compared to, you know, sort of stalling. Because that's something you have to do quite a lot in these solo runs from my experience. It's just constant stalling, and it's times a bit exhausting. Alright, I think he should be fine. Keep in mind he deals 11 damage, so that'll be 22. So I think he should be fine if he attacks like so. I'm a bit nervous because I see that it sort of does vary at time to time. But I think this is because Corrin leveling up and all that. So I'm gonna... a bit too hesitant, to be honest. Just very nervous. He shouldn't wait, like so. There we go. I was nervous it was going to increase, because I'm not too sure how that all works, to be honest, so yeah. Okay. I think he might heal now. Doing it now is a terrible idea, so I'm going to use a vulnerary just in case. Okay, he's not healing, which is good. Again, it's not the fact I'm worried about stalling, it's more the fact I'm worried about Corrin dying. That's the thing. Nice. Ooh, that's a lot of EXP. You like to see that.
You'll be all right.
Yeah, help more folks now. Right, so. No, I should use the fort, sorry. And a little bit of error and just went ahead going back and then not using the forts. Keep in mind, it doesn't really matter now if I sort of find Corrin in a bad situation, because I could just always retreat back to the seas point, which I think is here. This fort here. I might need to check that very quickly. It's glowing red, implying that it is, but I just need to be sure. Seas, there we go, okay. So that is the seas point, okay. I just want to go back into the room I mentioned about that one ninja. Because that could be good for Corrin to have that extra experience. Yeah, there's the ninja right there. There's also a knight and a cavalier. Okay. See, that's something you've got to learn about ninjas in this game. They are incredibly weak usually. I say usually. But they inflict a stat drop, which is bad for Corrin. That's only with the attack hits, by the way. Don't know about dual strike? No, okay, that also includes dual strikes as well. I don't think it stacks. Let me check. Speed. So that's from the Dragonstone. So it has weakened its defense. I don't think it weakens its strength. So So it's mag -2, which I don't think really makes that much difference. Defense 3 and resistance 3. Okay. I'm gonna have to keep using the Dragonstone, just in case. I'm more worried about the Cavalier because the Knights don't deal that much damage. It's just the Cavaliers are quite devastating. Oh, chest key. Nice. To open a chest. Right, that's bad because that'll inflict stat drop. Cavalier comes along. Only deals 3 damage, which is good. I think it's because Corrin is leveling up, which is good. I don't really pay attention to the stats he gains because I don't think it's that important, considering that in this game you get stat boosting items very later on in the game, which is, I think, where it becomes more important, because early on in the game is quite difficult, and usually at the end of the game also becomes kind of difficult, but I put a massive sort of asterisk on that because that greatly depends on the way the maps are designed. If you've seen Marth Only, the thing about him is that he has very poor resistance. He has a very bad resistance growth in Shadow Dragon. And the thing is that shows quite evidently, and a new Mystery of the Emblem as well, because usually when he's up against a map full of like mages in that, and tome users, he struggles a lot, trust me. A map could go from like really easy, and suddenly it's the hardest map ever because of that reason. It's just, that's the only enemies he comes across with, and because of that, he just struggles a lot. Poor guy just can't handle it. Anyway, I'm not too concerned about the stat drops now because I'm only concerned when there's other units around, because that's the whole gimmick. The whole gimmick is that he's using up all the vulneraries, which is what you like to see. Sorry about that. You know, Dragonstone, because the great hit. As I was saying, the whole gimmick is that I don't think you meant to use them to be on the offensive. Oh, here we go. Dragon Fang.
Sorry.
Wasn't expecting that ever, to be honest. Because that's his skill. Yeah, that's one because he used the other two. That inflicts half the attack power's extra damage, which I think is sort of like, there's an ability that Robin gets in this game and in Awakening. I think it's called Aegis. I'm not sure how it's pronounced. Not too sure how it's pronounced. But anyway, it's sort of like that in the fact that it's the base attack output and sort of plus half of the either magic or strength, which is not what he's attacking with. Oh, 5,000 gold, that's nice. I don't want to venture down here. I'm actually a bit scared, to be honest, because I think... No, I should link back. No, I thought this is the room with the ninjas. This is the room here, so... What's his... So he's level 13, so how about this? I think he really needs the experience. And if he dies... Or struggles, not really dies. Dies and... that's attempt 6 wasted. If he finds himself in a pickle, I'm just going to try and make a mad dash to the seize point. But I think he should be fine now. Yeah. Make light piece of work with this archer, the Yato.
That went well.
Yeah, chest key. There's a chest here. Samurai advances, which it doesn't deal that much damage, which is good. It's when they do steel strikes, I think that's when we have problems. I'm trying to take him out and not advance because there's a ninja there, which is bad. So he can pally up with someone from a dual strike. Oh, here we go. I actually find that kind of hype animation to be honest. Right, so there's a ninja there. There's also archers and a fighter. So I'm gonna have to move here, but they're probably gonna perform a dual strike. So I'm gonna do it on the fort. That's a good idea, because the extra evasiveness and defense that it provides. And had the Dragonstone equipped just in case. Yeah, just in case. Because I don't really like relying on like his evasiveness to not lose any health. I know there's a ninja there, so it's sort of but to be honest, I don't want to take the risk. Yeah, 2 damage, so what? Another thing I've noticed that I find very interesting is that when Corrin's a dragon, his wings are torn. That's another thing I got love about this game, is that it's sort of a visual battle damage thing. It's funny because Quake 2 does it as well, which is a game I've not yet finished yet, but I will get back to it. I know it's been like several months, but yeah. Quake 2 has a similar thing as well, which I think is kind of cool. Where if you like hit any of the enemies or shoot them or whatever, they sort of start to reveal like open wounds and like mechanical parts and that. Sort of like that, which I think is really cool. Kinda wish more games did that, to be honest, but that's just me. I'm gonna try to bait out this ninja over here, because I don't want him to pally up with the archer, because that's bad. Or pair up, sorry, not pally up. I don't know what I'm talking about. Right, come on. Just keep using Dragonstone because the better hit percent. Right, so he should retreat now to the fort, which is fine by me. So I should be able to keep using the Dragonstone. I think that's a good idea. I know the hit isn't that great, but oh well. Yeah, it's to be expected. But that's the reason why I insist on using Dragonstone, just because he doesn't deal any damage. Yeah. Okay, he moves off. Okay, that's good. It's getting a bit tedious, I know. That's just how it is sometimes. And also Corrin needs this experience, trust me. So I don't know what lies ahead. To be honest, I've not played Revelation before. This is the first time I'm playing this, so yeah.
Sorry. You'll be all right.
Okay, that's good. Alright, so there's a chest left and that one archer. Alright. I know there's that room with, I said this a million times now, with the ninjas in it. Not the one that I faced off before, but the one that I first was aware about the ninjas, which I've not yet discovered. Which is here, this room here. Probably should explore there, but I'm not too sure. Just because time's getting on, that's all.
I did it.
In fact, I think with how little experience Corrin is now getting, I think I might miss on that. I don't know if there's anything interesting in there. I remember those ninjas in a spear fight, but that's about it really. Killing Edge, that's what you like to see. Right, that's actually a really good find, that. I think I might... No, it's just going to take too long. I'm very much torn. I'm very much torn. I think it's going to take too long. I think I'll pass on that room. It's just getting too long. And also, I don't like how little EXP Corrin's now getting, so I'm going to maybe move on. I have to forget about that, unfortunately. So if there's any interesting items in this, then I guess I'll have to miss out on it. But that Killing Edge was a good find, to be honest. So I'm just going to have to deal with that. Which I'm fine with. Good thing I went in that room, which I don't think he'll wield yet. See. Okay. When he levels up his sword katana proficiency, he should be able to wield it, which is good. The reason why that's a good find is because it has a high crit chance, which you like to see. 93 turns. Yeah. Yeah, that actually sounds about... that sounds about right. Could have done a lot fewer turns if it weren't for the fact I was only doing it with Corrin, but oh well. Gunther, it's so good to see you safe and sound.
Of course.
I'm glad to see you too, Lord Corrin. After I fell, I truly thought I'd never see your face again. It seems you've grown stronger while I've been apart as well. Gunther, you're safe! Felicia, you've done a good job protecting our master. But tell me, why are you all here? I brought them. And who are you?
I am Azura.
My name is Azura. If I said I was the princess kidnapped from Nor as a child, would you understand? Ah, yes. I remember when you were little. I apologize for my failure to protect you from the Hoshidan kidnappers.
No.
There's no need to apologize. Really, it doesn't matter at the moment. I'd rather learn how you survived here. You're quite a knight to avoid meeting a terrible fate. You seem familiar with this place, Lady Azura. Where are we exactly?
Truly.
This is Vala, an invisible kingdom tied to the world by the bottomless canyon. It's ruled by Anakos, who wish to destroy the entire world. So long as he remains on the Valite throne, the world will not know peace.
But
Oh, Gunther, you must be careful. If you talk about any of this when you aren't within Vala, a curse will dissolve you and you'll disappear into thin air. Gah! Is that possible?
Yeah.
It seems so. Also, I've made enemies of both Hoshido and Nor, Gunther. I couldn't bring myself to side either of them, so both turned on me. Whenever we meet next, it will be a difficult fight. Will you stand with me?
Of course.
Of course, Lord Corrin. I will always remain at your side.
Thank you.
Thank you, Gunther.
No.
I feel like I must be in a dream, surviving being attacked and falling so far. Though, I have to admit, Hans was a disappointment. He barely left a scratch.
Oh.
Ah, that reminds me. Hans said something strange. He claimed he was following King Garon's orders by attacking you. I'm embarrassed to admit this, but King Garon despises me.
Huh?
Despises you? Why? After being honoured for valor in battle, I was granted an audience with King Garon. He offered me Dragon's Blood. Accepting would require absolute loyalty to the king. I would have had to meant becoming his most trusted retainer, the highest of positions. However, it would also meant leaving my homeland, my wife, my child. I turned him down. I wanted to live a normal life. I begged for his understanding, and I will never forget his resentment, his rage. I didn't know.
leave.
Leave now. You should not be here. Who are you? What are you?
Me.
I am Mage of Valor. You were warned, Valite warriors. Eliminate them. This is bad. I don't think we're strong enough to defeat them. Let's retreat to the other world. Phew, looks like we made it back. What was that woman down there? She said she was a mage. When dawn turns dusk, when dusk turns dawn, the door will spawn. Huh? Is that a poem, Azura? My mother, she said those words to me a long time ago. She said that when dawn turns to dusk and dusk turns to dawn, the path in the bottomless canyon opens or closes. Then the dawn turns. Oh, I get it. Once every few decades, the skies above Nor Hoshido will reverse. If I remember right, that should happen a few months from now.
Truly.
Yes, I'm sure that the sign of the past down there has opened or closed. Since we're obviously able to travel there now, it will close the next time. Once it closes, it will stay that way for decades. We won't be able to get there. We don't have much time.
I see.
I see. Then we'll need both kingdoms to stop fighting each other and help us. If we had Zonda and Ryoma, there's no way we'd lose.
What's that?
How do you convince them? We can't tell them the truth. Well, I have to find another way. It's the only chance we have. Now that we know there is a common enemy for both countries to fight, I think we can save Nor and Hoshido. All I can do is believe in myself and try to convince the others to join us. Corrin!
Ah.
I suppose you're right. I felt so powerless on my own, but together we might be able to pull something off. Nothing will change if we stay here. Let's return to Hoshido first. I feel like they'll be more willing to listen to us. Right, so that's chapter 7. Before I end this video, I actually want to sort of venture around here. This is something I didn't do previously. This is something that the game unlocks, so you can just sort of venture around here. The reason I point this out is because if you picked Revelation, you get bean fields, which is something I think you get in... What does it say here? Conquest. But then you also get wheat fields, which is something... No, this is something you get in Birthright, I think. Yeah, Birthright. And the wheat is what you get in Conquest. Quartz, I think you get something in Birthright, and Emerald is what you get in Conquest. So you definitely get a mixture of both resources, because in Fire Emblem Birthright, you only have access to everything here. Like, let me try and... Yeah, stuff that's like in this column here, with the quartz, you only get access to that. But in the column with the emeralds, is stuff you can only get in Conquest. You can sort of hack the resources to get either or, and get infinite supply, but I wouldn't do that if I were you, just saying. I don't know if you get banned for doing that still, but with how like Nintendo seems very obsessed with updating stuff, you might still get banned to this day, so I wouldn't do that if I were you. You could talk to Gunther here. To think someone would misplace something like this, that means he's got an item, which is... Oh, nice. You also got Lilith's Temple, where I guess you can feed her, I guess? I don't know, I think this is used for like... invasions, which is something I will not look at because that's not part of the main campaign. Also got Records Hall as well, which is library. Like, got everyone here, which is from my... I don't think it's from any save, to be honest. Okay, maybe it's from another save, but I thought it'd be from my Birthright save, but no. Yeah, you got that as well. Generally speaking, I think it's stuff you get in both paths, which is something I wanted to show off. You also got Private Quarters as well, which is going to look terrible because if we invite good old Felicia here, the problem with capturing again on real hardware is that on the top screen it looks fine. She says, "Knock knock, I'm here, Lord Corrin. I brought you a snack." Oops. But then if you look on the bottom screen, it looks like a presentation, which is bad.
Thanks for always being so
Yeah, it
nice.
doesn't look like this on real hardware, trust me.
Never made me feel like a servant.
I'm sorry for talking over that, but the point I'm trying to make is that, yeah, it looks much better in real life than via this like Snickerstream software. It's just the way that I got it set up. So I prioritize the top screen because that's where most of the action happens. And due to the... See, the reason why it's like this because Snickerstream makes use of the extra or upgraded hardware which the new 3DS takes advantage of. So if you wonder why you can't get it to work on a regular 3DS, only on a new 3DS or new 2DS, and not the regular 3DS 2DS, yeah, that's the reason why, because it needs that extra hardware, it needs that extra RAM, it needs that upgraded processor speed in order to run. So yeah. That's the reason why it doesn't look very good, because the 3DS doesn't really have high specs either or. I know it's a very small screen, so you could say, but it's a small screen, so why is it outputting at 30 FPS and looks like a crusty JPEG all the time? So I say, I don't know, it's just... Yeah. And also another thing I want to point out before I end the video is that if I can show you this, if you turn on 3D mode, it look like this. I think it only captures the left screen. No, it's the right screen. There we go. So yeah, it sort of shifts everything into the right. The further away it is, the more shifted to the right it is, or left, sorry, because it's only capturing the right screen. Because keep in mind it's two screens, one for each retina, so it sort of creates that like 3D effect, like what 3D televisions had back in the day, which makes me sound really old because I can't believe 3D TVs are dead, but oh well. Right, so that was Chapter 7, Unspeakable World. Now, all I have to say about this is that if you're playing with Corrin Only, or the Avatar, this is your first, I guess your first difficult chapter, because I'm playing on hard, by the way, and that took 6 attempts. 6 attempts, I'm pretty sure. The first few sort of failed because what happened was, if you don't split them up, and use the Dragonstone, they gang up on Corrin, and you just keep chipping away his health really quickly. If you use Dragonstone, they're a lot slow, which is good, because that means he has more leeway to escape or heal up, which is good. That's what you need to use that Dragonstone for. It's the extra plus for defense, so that's always nice. But yeah, after that, it sort of became very easy. So I think it's sort of the first sort of difficult part. From my experience, it's going to become a lot easier. This was only like the warm-up phase. If you're doing solo runs like this, usually the warm-up phase, as I now call it for some reason, is the most trickiest part. It's that first hurdle of, okay, can I beat the first chapter? Because that's usually, in my eyes, the sort of dictating part of, okay, is this video gonna work or not? And usually I do manage to do it, but it's quite difficult. But yeah, after that, it should be a lot easier. Although, I don't know what the rest of the chapters have an offer, but I'm gonna assume if they involve mages, because he doesn't have great resistance, or a high amount of units in cramped areas like that, he's gonna struggle a bit. But I think he's gonna struggle more with mages and like archers and that than just what happened just there. I think he's sort of okay now. I think he's at a point where he can confidently deal most units. Just if he's dealing with like, I think in this game it's called diviners and dark mages. If he has to deal with tormentors like them, he is probably going to struggle a bit, because the regular Dragonstone does not only gives him +3 resistance, but his resistance stat, as I look here, is 7. So yeah, so it'll be at the moment 7, 8, 9, 10, which I think is meh, but I don't know. I'm just saying that because from my experience of playing this game in the past, Corrin does not deal well with sort of mages, but I guess we'll have to see in chapter 8 if this is going to be a difficult chapter or not, which is a traitor's brand, where I'm going to assume Corrin and the group are going to try and convince the Hoshidans to, I guess, listen. I don't know. Anyway, see you then.